Namaskar, welcome to fortune telling training. Happy Makara Sankranti, and as usual, I am making this video a new concept from the classical text. The shloka here is Krurena Jiyamanu Yo Rahu Parshve Yatha Ravihi Krura Kranta Savigneya Krura Yukta Samemshake. Krurena Jiyamanu, a planet conquered by Krura. A planet conquered by Krura in the same sign. The Krura having the higher degrees, that is, crosses the other planet, or having mutual aspect, or in exchange. In both cases, the cruel should be higher degrees. Then that Krura will render the other planet to dysfunction, prompts evil effects, makes it irresponsible for all its significations, including its lordship. Okay? That means any Krura planet having higher degrees, if he is influencing any planet either by position or by aspect or by exchange, that will render the planet which has received the aspect of the Krura will become dysfunction. That means it will not perform at what it should do. Prompts evil effects. So whatever the signification, it will give the bad effects of it. That means something which is indicated by the planet will be given, but along with it, evil result will not be there. For example, he is supposed to give a job. He will give the job, but along with it, he will get trouble with the job. Dysfunction. Suppose, for example, he is studying. So, he may get the education, but he may not get the knowledge. He may get through the examination, but he will not be able to practice it because whatever he learned will not be functionable. And then suppose a planet is to give health, then it becomes irresponsible. That means it will disturb the health. So this is what a Krura planet will affect the other planet, right? Similarly, Yo Rahu Parshve Yatha Ravihi. That is, if sun is eclipsed by Rahu, Krura Kranta, Sabigneya, that is defeated or weak. Suppose if Rahu is afflicting, that is called eclipsing. Rahu and Ketu will eclipse any planet, right? So he has taken example of Ravi. So what will happen? It will reverse the values, right? Sun should give name and fame. So what will do? It will give name and fame, but it will add reverse, that is bad name. He will be noted. That sun effect will be there, but along with it, blemish tendencies will be there. And if it is Krura, he will act like benefit. That is, suppose if the lordship is there, his lordship, if it is a bad lordship, he will not give the bad lordship, but he will add something beneficial, materially beneficial. That is, all Krura planets will always support material matters, so that you will accumulate the sin, right? So Rahu is actually against Jiva Karaka. Therefore, normally, whenever he is reversing some results, he will make planet good, but he will also give the diseases. The good lordship of the planet, which is afflicted by sun, that good lordship will be turned into bad lord. That means it will not be functioning. He is eclipsed. He will not be able to give good results. Similarly, a bad lordship will also not give bad. That means he dysfunction. That means if it's a danger planet, he may not give the danger effect. Rahu will give, but the planet will not be giving it. Right? That is that you should also be able to analyze the dasha also. During a dasha of a particular planet, if Rahu is afflicting sun, the sun results will be given by the Rahu, and Rahu will be giving only the disease part of it. And then he will not give the original, his whatever the good result are there, he will not be giving that good result, but he will take the bad effect of the Rahu and he will reverse it. Possibly he may give the bad effect of the house also. Suppose he is the fifth lord, he will not be giving the right education. Or probably he may have to do something jugglery, something, what you call, unethical things to get the education. He will not be doing right things. So lordship also will reverse. But Ketu will act differently. Any planet covered. Now here, one is Vikshepa. Vikshepa means that is Vikshepa. Rahu is called eclipse, Vikshepa. That is, it will eclipse. Another is Avarana. When Ketu covers a planet, it will create detached, dispute, disease, dealings, depression, all these things will be given. But what will happen to the, that all these things will be added to the planet, to the result, what the planet is under the influence of Ketu. So his house effects will also be the if the house effect, if it is that, again you have to go for Bhava analysis. So whatever the Bhava analysis is giving, in that Ketu will be adding his this detached, dispute, disease, dealing, depression will be adding to that. Because he is Avarana, Ketu will be giving the results of those houses. Along with it, he will be giving all these things. During that particular planet, there also, when he is giving the result of his planet, then this Ketu effect also will be there. Krura Yukta Sammam Shake, that is, Samam Shake, that is, if this sort of, if the planet, that is, the intensity will be higher if the Navamsha sign of the planet, that is, the planet which is getting afflicted, if the Navamsha sign of that planet, if that in the birth chart, if that is afflicted by malefics, the effect will be doubled. Right? That means, suppose Jupiter is in Saturn, that Makara. That Makara sign in Amsha, if Saturn is in Makara Amsha, or Jupiter is in Makara Amsha, and that Makara Amsha is afflicted by cruels, and as it is, if the Jupiter is covered by Ketu or covered by Rahu, then adding to this, and with the whatever the malefic effect of the sign, that will also add up. The malefic effect will be more. Right? Same thing with a graphical representation. Let us understand Krura as a standard. As for standard, Krura is Saturn is Krura, Mars is Krura, Sun is Krura, Moon, who is less than 72 degrees from the Sun, is also Krura. Then Mercury, when I say plus mark means when a Mercury associated with these planets, is also Krura. These Krura should be higher degrees than whichever planet they are aspecting, that is by aspect, by conjunction, by aspect, by exchange. And if these are higher degrees, the planet which is under their influence will create a problem. That is, Rule for reaction is conjunct in the same Rashi, mutual aspect, and exchange Rashi. So then what happens? That means if this is, suppose if they are expecting Saumyas, then what happens? Jupiter Saumya result will be bad, Venus will be bad, Saturn, see, Saturn, Mars, Sun, and Moon, if they are owning 159 houses, that is Kona houses, then they will act like a benefic. Therefore, they will be giving bad effects because of this, any of these things, either this Krura planet is afflicting them. Mutual that is conjunction, mutual aspects, and then exchange. But if they are higher degrees, then what happens? They will render these planets not to give them good results. Then what will happen if they are expecting the bad results and bad houses? Then they will enhance the bad results. If Saturn, Mars, Sun, other than 159, and even Jupiter, Venus, if they are having bad houses, if the Kruras are having the effect, that is by conjunction, mutual aspect, and exchange, the bad effects will be increased. Now Rahu is there. Now special thing for Rahu. Eclipse render dysfunction, bad effects, that is bad effects prevented. Suppose if it is affecting, eclipsing Saturn, Mars, Sun, Moon, and Mercury, then what will happen? They'll become dysfunction. That is, the bad effects are reduced, prevented. Houses owned by these Kruras, what will happen? Same Rahu, if it is good houses, then what will do? He will render this good effects prevented. He will give all bad effects. But here, if they are owning bad houses, the bad will be increased. Their Saumya effect is reduced because Saturn, Mars, and the Sun and the Moon, if they own 159, they will act like Saumya. Their Saumya effect is reversed. And any houses, that is, if they are owning 6, 8, 12 houses, any of the planet owning 6, 8, 12 houses, if the eclipse under this Rahu, the 6, 8, 12 will be reversed. That is what happened. The bad houses, so 6, 8, 12 effect will be reduced. But whereas the other houses, they will render bad effects. So it all, again, you have to see the Bhava analysis and then logically understand what bad it will be giving it. The results are assured. Results are not prevented. There will be a bad effect along with it. For example, if he is getting a job, he will get a bad job. And if he is getting money, along with it, some trouble will also be coming. So these sort of things you have to analyze. If it is eclipsed under the, similarly, Rahu, that one is eclipsed for good houses and bad houses. Both things you have to take into account. Similarly, Ketu. Ketu, what will do? He will render, if it is Saturn, he will give detach, dispute, disease, delink, depress, all these things he will be giving. Like if you say Karakatva, for example, if it is Saturn is supposed to give some, suppose he is a Mandagraha and he is to give, basically he give longevity, So he will give depression, diseases he will give. Longevity is not reduced. Ketu will prevent him that he will give a disease very nearing to death situation. And houses also. Along with the result, they will also attach detachment, disputes. If it is 7th house, marriage will be happening, but detachment, disputes, partnership, disputes, delinking, litigations, all the things will be getting. So this is Rahu Ketu speciality. Now we go for an example. This is the chart, October 22nd, 1976. Now first we will take up the eclipsing. Rahu is in Libra, 10 degree, 6 minutes. Sun is 5 degree, 40 minutes. Libra. Sun is eclipsed by Rahu. Sun, Lord of 6th. the bad effect of sun is prevented. Right? What is the bad effect of the sun? Sun is sixth lord, right? He should give diseases. So what he will do? Sun will, because he is eclipsed, he will not give the diseases. Because he is debilitated now, sun is debilitated here also. Sun is debilitated. And then what happens? That debilitation effect is reversed. He will not act like a debilitated planet now. Because Rahu has got a reversing capacity. Because sun is not acting, the sun is eclipsed. His debilitation effect is not there. Then that's because he is giving an artificial strength to him. Reversing. Rahu is reverse. Apasavya. What is apasavya means? You should understand how simply going. They will, whatever they get, they will turn to their benefit. So now it is all important. What is Rahu here? So again, it is deeper analysis. If Rahu is in the 8th house. So sun is a longevity cutter. And Rahu is in the 8th house. He acts like 8th house. He basically has got a karakatva of Rahu is a karakatva of 8th house. And then what happens? He will that sun who is actually cutting the Ayodhya, that is, he will now change it. He will not cut the Ayodhya, he will support Ayodhya. This is there, Rahu is also disease karaka. So what will happen? Sun may not give disease, but Rahu will try to activate the disease because he is disease karaka. And if he is getting a good lordship, then things will change. Now, what happened? He is the 9th lord here. So the effect of the Rahu's effect also reduced here. Because here Mars is higher degrees. So this again you have to calculate, but for the time being we'll take Rahu only. Mars is higher degree than Rahu, no eclipse. There is no eclipse because, but whereas Mars is affecting the Rahu, that is a different section altogether. That is, Mars has higher degree, therefore that 9th effect, because Mars is not a cruel planet. Mars is not a cruel planet. Therefore, you can't take him as if he is afflicting one, he is giving the Krura effect. No, he is not giving the Krura effect. No, because in the Bhava analysis, because Rahu is associated with Mars, right? So what is happening here? He has the capacity to give the 9th house result. So there is possibility of giving 9th house. But anyway, that is a section of analysis. We are not bothered with it. Here, very simple thing is the sun is eclipsed, therefore his bad effect is reduced. Mars is not a Krura, he is the 9th lord, therefore he is not a Krura. Since crossed Rahu Mars aspect Ketu, since crossed now, Mars has crossed the Rahu, he is in a higher degrees. Mars can aspect Ketu. Now Mars is higher degree than Ketu. But Mars is not a Krura, being 9th lord. So there is no Krura Kranti here also. Mars aspects his own, because Ketu is lesser degree. There is no Krura Kranti. Mars aspects his own house now. Mars aspects his own house, second house. Second house is strong. But Ketu afflicts second house. Ketu is afflicting, as the Krura is afflicting the second house. And also owns it. And he, because he is owning the second house as a Krura, spoiling it, he is ready to give bad effects. Now, again, smart rule is, whenever a planet is afflicting a particular bhava, they will not disturb the material matter. One section. So, Ketu being in second house, he gives earning relating to his significations. What is significant? Medical, insurance, small works, handicrafts, all those things will be there. In that, he will give income. In fact, in this particular native earns through medical insurance related work. As a cruel, he may disturb personal and health aspect. He will do that. Sun and Rahu has no relationship with Navamsha. So they were not bothered about it. Navamsha, there is no relationship. Now, Venus being the lord of 3 and 8, Venus being the lord of 3 and 8, act like cruel, right? Because he's owning both the houses are cruel houses, he will act like cruel. He is in the 9th, affecting the 9th house, right? Mars being the lord of 9th is not cruel. Venus is lesser degree. Now Venus is lesser degree, exchange. Mars is 9th, is higher degree. Therefore, in exchange, there is no Krura Kranti of Venus and Mars. Therefore, Venus Krura Kranti will not be affected here because he is lesser degree. The exchange both will produce 8th and 9th results. Venus will also be a good planet in exchange with Mars. So, the luck 9th house forms through 3rd and 8th. The house of communication, travel, Sanjeevani, insurance, foreign, etc. Therefore, it will give a good result. Here also, Mars and Venus, no Navamsha relationships. Now comes here. Saturn is a cruel planet. Saturn is a cruel planet. 22 degrees, 9 degrees in Cancer. Aspect 2nd house. Aspect 2nd house. His aspect is here also, but Mercury and Moon both are higher degrees. It is not a mutual aspect, right? And not only the aspect, direct aspect is there, but that this is high, not higher degree. These are higher degrees, therefore there is no problem. But whereas this is aspecting here. Ketu is aspect 10th aspect here. Right? He is aspecting 10th. That is his higher degrees. That is, he is disturbing this. 10th aspect is there directly. Because it's a Ketu node, he will have to relate it because Ketu will get effect of the Saturn. That is how. And Saturn will get the effect of the Ketu because nodes are such thing. Whoever aspect them, they will also throw their effect. But the other planet will not. For here, there is no mutual aspect. You can't take it. But whereas here, even in 7th, of course, there is nothing is there. The 10th aspect, what 10th aspect, the node is there. So whenever a planet aspects the node or a node having achadana, the effect is as if it is a mutual aspect. So therefore, here Ketu makes Ketu and then 2nd house and Ketu. So Ketu is spoiling 2nd house as it is, and then Saturn is also spoiling Ketu house. That is, it's a Krura and then it's a double Krura. It's a problematic. Saturn is 11th lord and aspect 11th house, own house. Ketu, therefore, Ketu does not affect the material matter. So he is supporting material matter here. Therefore, he will also support. He will not problem because cruel will not create a problem with the material matter. So material matter will not create a problem. In Navamsha, Saturn gets Capricorn and Ketu gets Cancer. That is, there is again, these two signs are having the Saturn effect here. Saturn aspects here and Saturn sitting here. Therefore, again, Ketu is getting aspect of Ketu and Saturn both are, Ketu is getting the effect of Saturn. So Saturn is influenced the Ketu with Amsha also. So there is double bad effect. Ketu proves to be bad in personal matters. Though Saturn aspect Moon and Mercury, but he is lesser degree than both of them, but also there is no mutual aspect. Since Venus has become beneficial planet due to Mars exchange, the mutual aspect of Jupiter and Venus. Now Jupiter and Venus, mutual aspect is there. Since Venus has become beneficial due to Mars exchange, now because Venus is the 8th lord, because of exchange, he is also getting 9th effect. And he is sitting in the 9th. He is sitting in his own house. And Jupiter is sitting there. Both are, and then here, both are good planets. There is no question of bad effect at all. Therefore, their both aspects will be good only. Nothing to worry about it. Now, what is happening here? Indeed, in Saturn Dasha and Ketu period, the native had a serious health problems. This is the effect of it. Thank you. So we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.